Pharmaceuticals in the Drinking Water by me, Sam Trister, Jiris Wong, and Christian Chun. Alright, so our research question is, what are pharmaceuticals doing in the drinking water, and are they harmful to humans or the environment? So pharmaceuticals in the drinking water, this issue was first noticed in around the 1990s, where scientists detected oral contraceptives and birth control in the water supply. This is important because we have the general public has the right to know if our water supply is causing harm to us or not. So Karen Hargreaves, who is a worker for AstraZeneca, which is a biopharmaceutical manufacturing company, did a report about how they manage safe pharmaceutical discharges. So these statistics are represented in a pie chart, and this red section right here is proper use, where patients take the compounds and they metabolize the excess, either through sweat or excretion. The blue segment is improper disposal, where patients flush the medications down the toilet or down the drain. And that little yellow sliver up there is just drug production and chemical runoff. So the effects on humans, we actually don't know them. This is due to no studies associating water for health issues. And in an interview with PBS Nova, Eileen Roy, who's a pediatric neurologist, said that the problem with pharmaceuticals in the drinking water and their effect on humans is it's a very minute dosage, so we don't exactly know what they're causing. It's a combination of several chemical compounds that we're ingesting in our lifetime, and we don't know the long-term effects.
So some of the effects that drugs can have on the environment are collapses in ecosystems or destabilizations in ecosystem balances. So for example, in southern Asia, 3 keystone species of vulture were nearly pushed to the brink of extinction when anti-inflammation drugs used in cattle were scavenged on by these vultures, and that reduced their population numbers by almost 90%. So some analysis of the environmental effects is shown by this chart that shows the toxicological relevance of certain pharmaceuticals in drinking water by Bruce Gretchen. These charts show the name of a chemical, its effect on the ecosystem, or effects on humans sometimes, such as reproductive effects, and also the parts per million of its prevalence in drinking water supplies. Using these 3 different pieces of data, researchers can use these pieces of data to determine the cost effectiveness of which drugs to remove from the environment and which particular order, to determine how effective removing a certain drug will be over removing another drug, to determine the best way of removing pharmaceuticals from the water supply.
So there are solutions to these problems. Like Sam said earlier, 10% of pharmaceuticals come into our water by improper use. So Harvard Medical School developed a 4-step program to combat this 10%. So the 4 steps are limiting bulk purchases, using drug take-back programs, stop flushing medication down toilets, and properly disposing of pills. So, large volume discounts make large quantities of pharmaceuticals attractive and cheap to the common buyer. But all these extra pills that patients are not using often get thrown out or even flushed. This is a terrible way of getting rid of your drugs. So, by limiting bulk purchases, we can cut down on the amount of excess pills getting into our water. So we can also use drug take-back programs. So a drug take-back program is when an organization comes out to a local area or neighborhood and collects all the pills that people aren't using anymore. This is also another safe and easy way to get rid of pills safely. So the easiest way, actually, that we can get rid of our pills is by not flushing them down the toilet. So the EPA says that the proper way of disposing of our medication is taking usually the pills out of their packaging, crushing them into a fine powder, putting them in a plastic bag, and putting a little bit of water in. So all these methods are excellent ways of reducing our pharmaceutical footprint. However, there is a major downside. Just like recycling, there is no 100% guarantee that civilians will follow the methods for reducing their pharmaceutical impact, even though these civilians know the pharmaceutical impact on the environment. So most people won't take pills out of their casing, crush them up, put them in a small plastic baggie, and put water in it. Most people won't do that. Most of the time, people will just take the pills and throw them in the trash. This is also an effective way, but it's not the most effective way. So even if these programs don't reduce pharmaceuticals in water by the promised 10%, it is still a step in the right direction. So our second solution are low-cost bioabsorbents. So a study done by Dundee University tested low-cost bioabsorbents on pharmaceuticals in water. So the researchers tested out 3 low-cost bioabsorbents: Biochar, macroalgae, and wood chippings. The absorbents that were tested, the pharmaceuticals that were tested were diclofenac, DFC, and trimethoprim, TMP. So the highest uptake was achieved by macroalgae for trimethoprim and Biochar with diclofenac. So with the initial pharmaceutical loading levels, the maximum absorption for diclofenac was achieved with Biochar, while macroalgae performed the best with TMP, or tetramethoprim. Bioabsorbents have been used in Europe for filtering medications, disinfectants, laundry detergents, paints, pesticides, dyes, personal care products, and food additives. So the use of bioabsorbents to filter pharmaceuticals can be a viable option because bioabsorbents have been used in industrial-sized water filtration systems for removing other substances. However, there is one slight limitation. Some water treatment plants in Europe have reported that small traces of sludge are generated by low-cost bioabsorbents. We don't know if these claims are 100% true, but it still adds uncertainty to the application of bioabsorbents in an industrial level. So more research still needs to be done to prove the efficacy of bioabsorbents, but I believe that in at least 10 years they would be able to be implemented into our water filtration systems.
Alright, so in conclusion, pharmaceuticals in the drinking water is still relatively a new topic, and new research is being done on it every day. We don't know the effect on humans yet, but there's a detrimental effect on the environment and marine life. New solutions are being developed and implemented, and the solution that we thought best was the Harvard 4-Step program because it's simple, cost-effective, easy to implement, and it can and will reduce pollution. So we're excited. Thank you.